Hey, this is episode 292. Go write a Creed riff.
In this episode, we don't talk about any Dumbles.
Or Creed riffs,
not
actually.
Not a one. And we do talk about the Billboard Top 200 albums.
Can you believe it? I say that to Jack all the time.
Nobody can.
And then he goes, yeah. See in there.
Excellent.
Oh, it's the tone control. Ah, fuck.
Oh,
okay.
right, fuck. Now we find out if that information's worth the price we paid.
Hey.
Hi.
What's up?
You know what just struck me just now is right when we're supposed to start talking is when the lyrics of the song come in. And I don't know why that's never dawned on me before. That seems like a bad idea. 10 years.
Why change now, Justin? Why would we do that? Come on. Sheesh.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Huh.
I get a lot of questions about what the song is at the beginning.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yep. It's one of the recurring questions about this podcast.
When people ask you, like, how's the guitar going? How's the podcast going?
Exactly. How's
Yeah.
the podcast? Yep. Yeah, that's all.
Alex, are you asking that question right now? What song is it? We're doing it.
Yeah, we actually sent that song, the album, including that song, to our patrons some time ago.
Oh, that's
that,
right.
That became a Patreon exclusive from the pre-tone control archives of what we used to do over here. So, you know, maybe that's the one Patreon exclusive we have left.
It's the one remaining. I mean, there's probably still some videos. There were some Patreon exclusives that were made for YouTube. They probably still are. 'Cause it's not
They
like
still are. Yeah, they still are. Yeah. Huh, there's a back catalog over there. Anyway, how are you?
I'm okay. My skin is good. I went to see a dermatologist.
That's great.
Today. Yeah. I
Okay.
went to see a dermatologist today. He quickly followed up with, not because there's anything wrong with me, but because, damn near a year ago, somebody that we know, teenage daughter had a melanoma.
Okay.
And she's fine, but like the story was relayed to us, and of course my wife just within the hour had us appointments at a dermatologist. Now it took like a year to get in there.
That's really funny. Yeah, okay. I got it.
So I just went in there and they're like, "So, what are we looking at today?" And I'm like, just the whole thing.
My largest organ.
Yeah. Like, no, it's like there's nothing that I know about that's wrong with me. That's your job, but
Right.
there doesn't appear to be anything wrong with me.
As a person that has tattoos now, sunscreen is in my life more. Like, it took getting tattoos for me to be like, I got to protect my skin better.
Okay.
But so I'm trying to be better about that. I've only had them a couple of years, so I'm still feeling new to that as far as like a strategy this time of year. But yeah, I got to.
Were you not a
be better.
sunscreen person before that? I mean, some people just don't have that much trouble with it, with burning and stuff.
I sometimes do. It really depends on a few factors. But like, my face and neck tend to be sunburny, but the rest of me is usually fine. So I don't understand why that is. But even if I don't burn, it's not about that for tattoos.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
You want to just keep them healthy. So anyway, yeah.
So that's it's very, very exciting. Although it was at 11, which is the worst time for anything to happen on a work day, I think, because my morning was useless because I felt like I couldn't get started on anything. And I had almost no time left. So I was sort of lamenting this. This is why in college I always picked the earliest classes I could get.
I usually did too.
Because otherwise I'm like, my day is blown by something that's only like 2 hours long.
Yeah.
And I don't like
it's not
that.
till 3 o'clock or something like that.
Right. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's the worst.
So,
Yeah. What time of day is the most wasted at work? See, I don't like 2 to 3 o'clock. I could, or like 1:30 to 3. I could live without that.
That's better though. Like if I had a 2 to 3 o'clock appointment or one, you know what I mean? Then I would have had a big chunk of time in the morning and I would have gotten something done. This is what I'm saying, right?
I guess. I just mean in general.
You're just like that time period can get fucked.
That time of day, like, yeah, I'm not doing as well that in that hour. You know, I've lost a little bit of focus. I don't feel as frosty. So.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at it like, man, we've still got a little bit to go here, you know.
You're like,
but then you cross I leave work at 4, so you cross into 3 o'clock, and it's like, hey, we're there. There's nothing to worry about anymore.
Between about so you got like 30 to 60 minutes between 1 and 3 where you might just have like this can get fucked moment.
God. Yeah. This again?
God, wasn't it just yesterday?
Yeah.
That this happened to me?
Only 40 more years. Anyway. What else is going on? Anything?
Well, we're doing a podcast.
Yeah.
Are you being sarcastic with me?
No. So here's the thing: we have the giveaway going, right? And I meant to mention this to you before the show. We still have not actually picked a prize, and I think that's going to be a major driver for people to want to participate. Of course,
knowing that it's podcast day, I did check in because I was like, "Is this a day we're supposed to like pull this, or should we give him another 2 weeks?" I guess I'll ask Derek, and of course, I don't feel like this is all we just go right. So I'm like, I'm just going to ask him live on the air what he thinks. But I did sign in and see like what was going on, and I will tell you right now that people need more time.
Okay.
I'm going to reveal that to everyone now at the same time.
Yeah.
The people could use another 2 weeks.
I love that. Okay. Here's the thing. You and I have not really talked about
and
this.
Just to be extra clear, it's not because what you sent in was bad.
Yeah.
It's because you didn't send it in.
to redo anything. Yeah.
It's because you didn't send it in yet. Okay.
Can I just make an executive decision here with you, my co-executive?
Sure.
Yeah. I really love the idea of keeping the cool prize, the big prize, as themed with the the like genre, if we can.
If we can.
It doesn't always work out, but obviously we're doing the white stripes, so we're looking at some stuff from Third Man Hardware, and I really think we should just do the Donner triple threat. So I'm going to drop this in the show notes.
Okay. Yes. Hit me.
Or sorry, I'm going to drop it in the chat.
I don't care where
here.
you drop it. It's all going to the same place.
This thing is. First of all, hit me with a stinger.
Okay.
Oh, this is an old Justin one. Oh, bro.
That's all right. All right, so this old guy, this old chestnut.
I think this is what we have to give away. This thing is very cool. So it's 3 effects in one box. It's distortion, phaser, and echo. They each have 3 knobs, and it's like just everything you need and nothing you don't.
So many 3s. And the lightning bolts. So
yeah, there's 3 of those.
There's 3 lightning
3
bolts.
foot switches, 3 lights. Hey.
Yeah.
So phaser controls depth, rate, level. Great. Distortion, tone, gain, volume, echo, time, feedback level.
It's
I fucking love it.
What else do you want?
It includes a power
MIDI
supply
in?
too.
No, get fucked. Cab
Anyway,
Sims?
I think
fuck you.
Get out of here.
I keep changing the picture. There's only one picture of this. They just got it in here 3 times. What's going on? All right. Anyway, whatever. It looks great. It's fabulous from this angle. Apparently, there's no other angles.
What do you think of this thing, though, huh?
I think it's outstanding, and clearly it does kind of, and I think I said this to you the last time we were chatting about it, but like we're basically asking somebody to create something that would ideally be created with this.
Yeah.
And then we'll give it to them after they've
Sure, but
made it.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's fine.
We can't. So should we preemptively do a giveaway?
We have to give away one of these, and then the person will create the riff to earn it.
Right, with the
which
tool.
to earn it.
Hey guys, we're giving away a Mesa Boogie, blah, 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 blah. Go write a Creed riff.
Go write a Creed riff.
Just going to write down Justin Jaw singing. Anyway, I think this thing slaps, and I think it's a perfect candidate for something like our giveaways. So,
yes,
the deal is come to Discord, and you can find the information on how to enter that. There's a drum loop in there for you, and write your riff in the style of the White Stripes.
Yes,
or don't just use the drums.
Top. Or right. I mean, literally just do something, but it should be that. But you should just do something.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's and this is a cool piece of kit. So hell yeah, I like that. Look at us producing the show live.
Look at that. It's like as if we know what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
As if we know what we're doing. So that's fun. But yes, you get at least 2 more weeks.
Yeah. Next thing, are we doing like gear newsy things? I guess so we can do that.
We sure can. I mean, was there any more story? But usually we just fill out. We pad the show heavily, and we're only 11 minutes in, and we've already talked about something real. So I'm just feeling we could just flip it. Though. We could
see
just
what you're saying.
Stick some stuff in the middle of.
Well, but the giveaway is like the top of the show. Important detail. You're right. So I have a story that I can tell. So I guess let's hit me with a stinger. And we'll go back.
All right, back.
We need like a diddle. Yeah.
See, it's like traveling music.
Yeah. It goes on though. I know.
No, I think I faded it off. Yeah.
So, I have some very cool things to share that are just like outside of the tone control and outside of everything. Yeah. First is at this May the 4th event that I went to, we talked about that last time. I, over the last week or two, have picked up a commission job from that event.
Right.
And I'm building Chopper from Rebels, and I'm really stoked about it.
Nice. Become death.
So that's like crazy and exciting for me. The dude I'm working with is just super into this kind of thing, and he's like, "Yeah, whatever you say, I need it. Let's make it happen." So I ordered just tons of materials and tons. I spent like $150 on screws and bolts and all that shit.
So Chopper's like a
he's an astromech.
Right, he's like an R2D2 sized thing. He's a different.
It's a little
kind.
Yeah, so,
he's squarer and stuff, but
right. So Chop has, R2 has the 2 arms that open.
The little, they're like flaps, but they look like arms.
Yeah, they're utility arms. They call them. They're in the blue things in the front. Chopper only has 1, so he's that much shorter. As well as each panel is a little bit shorter. His dome is trapezoidal instead of spherical. And
I think,
but if you
you'll find you mean hemispherical.
Oh my God! If you were to draw an arc from the connecting Chopper's dome up to his antenna that's up at the top there, that is actually the perimeter of R2. So they're similar in size, but anyway.
Okay.
I'm not doing a motorized version or anything like that. But this is a static build, and I'm going to try to do it up for real. So it's taking a lot of work. But I'm tracking it really closely as far as like hours spent and, grams of filament usage and stuff like that. So, yep, it's bonkers. I'm over 100 hours into printing already, about 2 weeks in. Actually, this is week 2. Ish. I don't know.
You're tracking it so well.
Yeah, I can't. I don't even need to think about it because I've got it all like happening in Excel. But it's nuts though, man. Like the designs. It's kind of like if you were to buy woodworking plans. You would still go and like make all your own pieces for a piece of furniture or something like that. That's how I'm kind of looking at it. So it's a beast, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, all that sanding." But here's the interesting thing: astromechs are hollow on the inside. Like there's nothing in there right. So I only need to sand and work the outside of all these parts.
Yeah.
Which maybe is not actually as nuts as it seems. Because
some of the
things like,
sanding, the detail work is the hard
things
part.
like this guy, which is just like taken apart on my desk here, but this commander head, like every surface of this print needs to be prepped. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every angle of it. There's not a single spot on it that you can ignore.
Right.
But literally 50% of the surface area of Chopper's body
is on the inside.
I can just leave alone. Yeah. So anyway, I'm just jazzed about that. That's very cool and very exciting. So the target is to have that done by the end of this year. It's that big a thing. So,
but you got to get it done in time that you can paint, which you know you don't want to do in the wintertime. So
I know, yeah. I have also been thinking, right, but I still have to print it all. And some of these parts have like very, because it needs to hold itself up, of course. And like the more you add, the stronger it needs to be. And like the more you add, the stronger it needs to, like over and over and over again.
It's the rocket equation all over again.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just taking a long time to get like, to make a part, 11 to 15 hours at a time.
Yeah. Well, shit.
You know what else takes a long time?
I have a few guesses I was going to throw out, but now I'm worried I'll say the wrong thing. Yeah.
No, but I've buried the lead very successfully here. The thing that's going to take a long time too is that we're having another baby.
Yeah, I was about to say making babies.
Yeah. So that was dropped in the server a few days ago, and I actually forgot to mention it at the very, very top of this episode. So here we are.
Okay.
So yeah, November 1st. November 1st, a new team member is being added to Tone Control HQ.
Which, I mean, now, once again, we're full circle. We're coming back around again. Really, you have until November 1st, don't you, to finish this trial?
Yeah, I mean,
let's be real.
So November 1st, that's our
let's
due
just
date.
try to be done with them by then.
Yeah, I mean, right. We'll see what's going
Within
on.
reason,
Beth was like, you'll be surprised. I don't know, newborns sleep a lot. Maybe you can. And I was like, I mean, that's not crazy, but I too will want to sleep a lot.
Yeah. I obviously different. Kid 2 is different, but it's not like you don't have to do that stuff. You hopefully you're better at it, but like,
well, that's the thing is like my time spent worrying now is spent on more like external factors rather than like, how do I change a diaper?
Yeah.
There was a time, I forget who I told this to, but there was a time when it felt like I'm sure many first-time parents can identify with this. It feels like if I can't nail changing a diaper, it's all coming down. Like it's all over.
Oh, that's like it's the first domino.
Right. If I can't do this, how can I possibly, raise a child, right? You start to feel, I felt that way a little bit. Obviously very dramatic, but kind of, I don't have that now because I'm like, I got really good at swaddling Jack. So fuck it. Like I can put that one away. Now I can worry about money. Now we can
get to some truly adult worries. None of this baby stuff.
Exactly. So that's the deal. So come November, things are going to change around here again, but that's fine. That's what we do. That's what happens when you do a podcast for 10 years.
We goldfish a little bit to a certain extent, right? You set up things and then you find that you have grown into them somewhat.
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah. So, that's
nice.
Going on here.
Congratulations. We already we already talked about this, he and I, but anyway, in case anybody criticizes me later for not being effusive enough or something,
wow, Justin.
Oh, you're so fucking monotone about this. Looks like you don't even care.
Very cold of you. Jesus Christ.
Wow,
this guy is heartless.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, I don't know. I'm still making droids, bruh.
Yeah, still going.
Still going. Yeah, I'm teaching again soon as well. So like, just all hands on deck all around. So, but anyway, we can pivot to talking about some guitar more.
Okay, we can talk about some guitar more. All right, why not? Oh, fuck.
Holy fucking shit.
That one really snuck up behind my shoulder, you know?
So, grab this here. I picked up the Notadumle from JHS.
Oh, that looks fun.
Yeah, so actually, let me grab this too. Some time ago, they did the Notaclon, which is
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a great clon, by the way. If you like clons,
Actually,
get this one.
I think you'll find.
It's not a clon. So this is a DIY kit. It's all solderless, and the PCB is like perforated, and you snap it.
Yeah.
And you put it together in like 15 minutes if you take your time, right? If you if you leave your screwdriver in the basement like I did, kind of thing, you know?
Then you go down, get distracted, come back up, realize that you went down for the screwdriver, you go back down again, suddenly 15 minutes.
Yeah, if any of my
goes
friends
by.
have been wondering how or why I close my exercise ring every day, that is why.
Your watch is like, tap, tap, where's your screwdriver?
Yeah, hey, you got to run up 2 flights of stairs. Anyway, so the Notaclon is really cool. I really like it. It's got the special diodes and stuff in it, and it's got a boost mode on it, like a plus mode. That's like a JHS mod that they do. And that one was really fun. And then I saw that they were releasing the Notadumle, which is a dumble, obviously, not a dumble, but a dumble.
That box is very big.
Yeah, well, it came with like everything was kind of packaged out. So there's like the enclosure and then like the PCBs. And the Notadumle is this one. It is larger and it has a little bit more going on, but this thing slaps. It is really, really great. And I think a lot of people would really like this. So it's a 2-channel pedal with 1 foot switch. So you leave it in clean or overdrive mode. And it's kind of like clean is these 2 knobs, overdrive mode are these 3 knobs, and that's it.
Okay.
And it's just on off. So the assembly is super easy. It comes with a paper instructions. There's also a link to a YouTube video just walking you through how to do it. Again, it's like very quick. You don't really need much in the way of tools or anything like that. It also comes with, if you're so inclined, some goop that you can goop the inside of your pedal with if you would like. Yep.
Well, that's probably like a because things are solderless.
Yeah.
That may be a little bit of structural rigidity too that the solder would normally be providing, right? So if you drop it, something's not going to pop out of place.
Possibly. The only
do you like pin connectors or anything?
Yeah, I was going to say the only electrical connection you make is through one ribbon cable connector.
Oh, so it's like plastic molded anyway, so it's probably not a big deal. So the goop is just for the
lulls, like because when
Gwyneth Paltrow of it, Alex.
Yeah, so when the Notaclon came out, because clons are famously gooped, right?
Yeah,
they included goop. They're like, for your authentic clon experience, you can goop it yourself. And so now I guess they just include goop with everything.
Well, they just had all this extra goop.
Yeah. So this thing is really great, though. So the clean is apparently like somehow they worked with John Mayer or something. I didn't read a thing about this pedal before purchasing it.
Is he responsible for Dumble
This
now?
was, I don't know. But he's like touring with them and kind of
connoisseur of it.
Yeah. So whatever. But the clean is so good. It's like very much an always on kind of thing. It's giving this like light lift and preamp kind of thing to your sound that is really craveable. And it's just got 2 knobs, input, output. And between those, you can like really change the headroom and really change the compression of the whole thing too, and like how it relates. Is there a bunch of shit going on in the chat?
No,
oh my God, there is.
Question for it's not that big a deal. Relax. Question from the chat is it genuine Bumble? Don't. Oh God, I knew I was going to fuck this up. Is it genuine Dumble goop or is it like a knockoff goop? Because the knockoff goop doesn't sound as good.
Hang on, let's see. Allow 24 hours to dry before touching.
No, you're expected to touch it, I understand.
To avoid goop dripping, leave pedal face down to dry. Oh, it's silicone. That's it? Okay.
Yeah, goop is just white pigmented silicone.
I think it's black, actually. But
black goop? Oh, I've only ever seen white goop. I've only ever had one pedal that was gooped, or that I know about.
Is black gooped.
Is there anything that I've never opened?
Oh my God. Could you imagine?
I wonder if I don't think I've ever opened my Effectrode. I just realized. Do you think that's gooped?
I would be pretty surprised if that was gooped, I think. But
Me too.
I doubt
But
it.
I've never opened it because of the whole 300 volts thing. But it's not plugged in, so I shouldn't be worried about that. But also, I've never had to open it because it's made correctly.
That sounds like a shot across the bow if I ever heard it.
I'm not sure who I'm throwing shade at there, but...
I mean, the Notadumle is made correctly. I don't know. But anyway, point is,
do you
the
use
clean
the goop?
thing on this...
I mean...
No, God, no.
You didn't goop it. Okay. Fuck.
Fuck no.
Jesus, Justin, what's wrong with you?
I think I still have the tube from the Nauticlon. I was like, I don't know, maybe I'll need it for something.
Maybe eventually you'll have so much goop.
Oh my God.
Should you goop the droids? This would be like you could make that a thing. Like,
yeah. I am trying to make NFC a thing in my builds.
You're putting so people can tap to pay on your droids. I don't understand what you're tap to pay, Derek.
Not to pay, but tap to follow me on Instagram, or tap to go to a photo album of the build or something like that.
That's rad.
See?
Yeah, that's very rad. I mean, include a tip jar though, because
oh yeah, I have these, which I'm working on. These are
those NFCs?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's the whole thing. A captive NFC tag in here. Anyway, the overdrive on this thing.
We're awesome.
It truly picks up where the clean leaves off, which is really, the dynamic is just really great. It also adds in an EQ for the overdrive channel. It just sounds so good. I really like how it sounds and feels with my drop C sharp guitar. Just something about the intensity of the mid range that's happening with the Dumble sound with the low register is really, it just really roars and is kind of really grippy. I like it.
The Dumble thing is the give and the not always being able to totally handle it, right? It's that kind of when it distorts, it's that kind of thing, right? It's not.
I believe so. It's not caving in the way that a Fender Twin is, but I think they're highly responsive in the just a bunch of nonsense words. Yeah.
I'm presenting heckleable phrases so that Eric feels useful.
Let me just also preface this with it's not like I've ever played a Dumble. Come on, guys.
I saw something flew past my news feed, and this must have been a couple of weeks ago, but it was John Mayer basically talking about amp sims are awesome and they're basically here and they're ready, and then he's but there's really just this one thing that you can't get out. You know what I mean? He's caveating rather than just giving into the whole thing. And the conceit of it was I kind of skimmed it because I was what are you going to say, John? As much respect as I have for you, and it was just that. It was just but it's the actual,
it's the transience.
It's the actual being there and the physical. And he basically was talking about SAG. And he was saying it more flowery than that, but he was talking about, the playing into it. And I'm no, John, there's definitely nothing inherently unsimmable about that. Just because you haven't encountered a sim that's as good as your, $200,000 amps that no one else can have or whatever. Just because you picked the one amp, right, that nobody can have.
I'm curious what amp he might have been talking about. Or if it was about a Dumble, because I've heard Joe Bonamassa say things about Dumbles that they're ultra hi-fi almost, they're really super responsive and they're not saggy in that way. But
it's the opposite of sag. I felt like he was definitely talking about sag.
Maybe I'm thinking of not. Maybe that descriptor was for not a Dumble.
Yeah, not a Dumble.
Not the Notadumle, but not a Dumble. But I don't know. Yeah, I think it's insane. Who cares? Because these things are so out of reach for everyone anyway.
Yeah.
Like if I can use this thing is $120 also. Like that's an awesome deal. These are not expensive. And it sounds really great. And the Notaclon, sorry, is $99. Sounds really fucking great. They're fun to do. They have this like great IKEA style, right?
What's the word for that?
There is a word for that.
I forget, and it's
kind
Swedish.
of borrowing. Yeah, it's like borrowing that mid-century U.S. like government issue kind of look also. But
yeah.
Anyway, it's a great pedal. I think you should get it.
Think I should get it personally?
No.
Oh.
Not you, Justin. One should get it.
One, yeah, the royal you.
Yeah.
Is that a thing you can say?
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, what else is cool is it's got the cool dumble knobs on it.
Brutalism. Sorry, that must have been in response to the mid-century architecture.
The dumble knobs there match the knobs on my new guitar, which is great. Who doesn't love that?
Who doesn't love
fucking right?
knobs?
Who doesn't love that? Yeah. So anyway,
God, I just ran into a thing today, Derek. Tell
me about it.
And it was like, here's the deal. Okay. My construction, my contractor is like, do you guys have kitchen hardware yet? Like cabinet door hardware, the little knobbies and handles and stuff.
Yeah.
Can you please get it, so that they can install it when they're ready? And we're like, well, we were waiting because we got a sink, a faucet. The kitchen sink faucet is this nice, like, the kind where they got like a coil over the top, the all metal kind of thing. I wanted one of those. So I got one of those, and it's done in copper. Okay. Yeah. Really cool. Okay. And I was like, this is my domain. You got to let me have the copper in my kitchen, copper, which means I get to have copper cabinet hardware, so it looks cool, right? But the thing is, copper can look so many different kinds of ways.
It can.
And so we really wanted to have we wanted all the plumbing to go and like show up, and then we just like, I don't know, sneak that box and like run it down the hardware store and just match and then swoop back in and drop it. You know what I mean? So he's telling us that he can't because the contractor he uses to do the plumbing, and he specifically uses them because of the way they handle the whole situation, but they warranty things themselves. So if I have a problem, I don't have to go to the manufacturer, and they can take care of it. There's a bit of a white glove, like high touch thing to the way they do it. But that means they're not going to let me have that box at any point. That's not going to be in my possession until it is like installed by them with the warranty in my house. You know what I mean? So like, fuck. So now we're like, I'm basically going to have to wait. So anyway, you brought up knobs, and then this just happened to you, that story.
Yeah. So part of that, I was like, did I black out?
That's why I had to tie it back in for you.
Did I forget like how we got to this story, and I'm like running it back? No,
it was just the knobs that you love. You love matching knobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Eric, thanks for stopping by.
Why does everybody keep saying 12 years? What did I miss? The whole episode, they've been talking about 12 years.
We're pretty bad at this still, remarkably, considering we've been doing it for 12 years. Here's the thing, guys. Yeah, we've been doing it for that long. It's not through lack of skill. It's through lack of attention and care. Come on. Mm-hmm. We used to be a lot more produced. You know
Don't forget effort.
Don't forget year 7. Or whatever the fuck.
Oh, my goodness.
So anyway.
Yeah.
So I have I can segue us. I know we're only 30 minutes in here, but I can segue us a long way into Thing of the Week a bit, I guess.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Maybe not that long, but actually let me pull up just a few things. Do you want to vamp for me for a second?
Absolutely. Here's how I'm gonna start the vamp. Oh, this one's fun.
Vampy.
Oh, so the other part wasn't done.
Okay, here we go. That was the perfect vamp, because here it is. I got it on my phone. Okay. My recommendation. I have a few here. So funny thing happened to me today. I followed this guy on Instagram who goes by the name Lazy John. Do you know about Lazy John?
I don't. You're gonna have to fill
so
me in.
He's a musician. I believe he's primarily a percussionist, drummer, but I think he tends to operate in the like hip hop and R&B and electronica kind of circles, not so much rock music or pop music focused, which I think is really cool. So he does these. He's also a content creator of some kind. I believe he's a Twitch streamer or some kind of platform streamer, and he's doing reactions to amazing musicians across the internet. So lots of Instagram responses and reaction reels and things like that. But his style for reacting is so funny and sincere and correct in a funny way. Like you just kind of he's the kind of guy you want to listen to music with, and you want to show him your favorite song because you know he's going to love it just because it's like, it's good music, right? He's all about just good stuff, and kind of genre be damned. You know, sometimes it's crazy rock, heavy metal. You know, sometimes it's hip hop, and sometimes it's mashups at raves. Like it's all kinds of stuff all across the board.
Yeah.
So the way he responds to things is just like super fucking funny too. So I love that whole aspect. So it's yesterday, I'm watching some of his stuff, and I see this video come up, and it's very new metal. It is very new metal, Justin. And I'm like, oh fuck, it's back. Like, right?
New metal's back.
It's 2025, right? We're back, and did it ever leave? Do we deserve it? Right? Was it?
Do all genres stick around? And
yeah. And so he's going on about this new metal thing, and I'm so hooked. So I add that song and that artist's full length to my library, and I listened to those today. The artist is named John Harvie, Harvie. So the single is "Do Your Worst." And it is like super, super new metal. It's got the turntables, the scratching. It's got it all. But it's also got a bunch of new modern metal style guitar playing involved with it too. So like that the interest of heavy metal guitar has evolved while new metal went away, right? So now it's back with like new guitar playing techniques like that we didn't have back when it was really popular. So this is kind of an interesting thing for me now, which is like, oh, production has gone crazy since 2002, right?
Right. Yeah. Okay.
What can
I
we
know
get
where you're
away
going
with?
now.
What can we get away with in this genre now with like advances in tech, new styles? Because like think of bands like Animals as leaders, right? The thump style, that like back and forth, that kind of Victor Wooten thing you usually see on bass coming to guitar in the last 20 years. You put that with a genre that didn't have that at the time, that's crazy. What do we have? Like now we're mixing stuff and it doesn't matter anymore. So I go on and listen to this dude's first full length, which is from 2021. It's called Told Ya. And I put it on thinking like this is going to be the biggest like new metal party. I'm going to have the best time listening to this. It's going to be so fun. I was so wrong. It's a super it's very pop punk, I hate this town kind of stuff. And it's very high school's the worst, you know, like it's just that it really satisfies that kind of teenage angst thing in a way that feels kind of again, it's new. It calls on all the tropes from back then, but it does it better than back then. And it's not making fun of it. It's not, right? So it's kind of in this weird zone, which is exactly how I felt about Bill Murray, right? So now I've found this band or this guy who's making music in this, something I would have 1,000% would have been into in 2003 to, right, probably still. Yeah. But in that zone of like 2003 to 2010 or so or something like that, that would have been humongous. It would have been all over the place. Turns out he's opening for Bill Murray on the tour I'm seeing.
How do you do it, Derek?
I don't know, man. So my recommendation is all of these things. Anyway, that was like a long story for a short drink of water, but you know what I'm saying.
I do.
Check out Lazy John too, because this is the funniest motherfucker doing music stuff on the internet.
Nice. A double wreck. Hey, I was gonna say we haven't. Why does this pop up? Get out of my face. The sleep token, Derek.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Hold on. No, that's all you get. The sleep token.
Yeah.
Derek.
We've talked about gear enough on this show. I feel better about doing this because I was like, we are not a music review show.
We're not.
But like,
this can't possibly go on that long. But here's where I am with this right now, because I've been like almost repeat listening to this record since it came out, since it was fully released. Sleep Token scores first #1 album on the Billboard 200. So
yeah.
Now that we're here, and this guy who I'm looking at him with I know you can't see my screen because I forgot to share it to Derek, but he's he's got the sword over his shoulder. You know the picture, you've seen
Vessel.
it everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, yes, my man Vessel, as he says, as a feller says. This is the #1 album right now, according to Billboard. By the way, how do they track that?
I don't know.
In this day and
I don't
age?
know.
Anyway, whatever. I don't care.
yeah.
I guess. But
What was the name of that podcast that would look at like previous weeks in Billboard history? It was very good.
Oh.
I can't remember what it was.
I can't remember
but they
either.
had some information about that. If I find that, I'll drop it in the server.
Okay.
But anyway, go on.
Does that mean that like the top 40 stations have to play it now?
Have to?
Yeah.
I don't
that's
know.
what if you're a top 40 station, that's what you do. You play the top 40, right? So like so there's a lot wrapped up in this question that I'm wafting over to you as if a silent fart across the room.
Yes.
It's like, first of all, does radio still exist? First of all, does radio still exist? Does the Billboard Top 200 still exist? Apparently the answers are both yes, but we don't know how.
I don't know.
Does that mean, so do people, and then...
But streaming is factored into those things.
It must be, right? I just don't... Right, so... This isn't the top 200 songs, it's the top 200 albums, which means... So that probably means, like, because I pushed album add to library, right? That probably counted, probably, I assume.
Yeah, I would say so. It's the thing of... Yeah, so the Billboard Hot 100 is the singles.
Okay, so they give it...
Singles list.
And
then
I'm
the
not
top
up on all this
40...
stuff.
Top 40 of that is the top 40 singles of the Hot 100.
So being #1 album on Billboard this week doesn't mean you're top 40, right? Because it's like scored totally differently, and the top 40 songs are probably more popular than this album. But
I think that's right.
But it just so like sass aside.
But for a band like Sleep Token to be charting in the first place, that's not on something like US hard rock or right a sub list.
And the listener might be expecting that this conversation is going to go in the direction of like these clowns who are complaining, like, what did you say? People are complaining that it doesn't have riffs or something.
Yeah, are we listening to the same album?
And dumb stuff. First of all, are we listening to the same album? Second of all, when has Sleep Token ever had riffs? So I've got like two totally opposite answers that I think are both valid to that question. And third, and then and actually there isn't a third. I'm just steering back to a totally different thought. This is now like the top album or whatever. How do people handle that? And is this going to... I don't know. I'm thinking about the genre hopping thing that you're just talking about. You know what I mean? And like,
so is a song? Are these songs that do check a lot of boxes, right? That have a lot of things under the hood.
There's a lot of songs on this record where you can't even Sleep Token has like a song that's this and a song that's that. But on this record, there's a lot of songs where it's like, okay, but these 4 bars are sludge metal, and these 4 bars are trap rap or whatever, you know.
And the next 4 bars are like a beautiful piano interlude.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fuck. I don't know. I agree that Sleep Token doesn't owe you anything, right? This is the other thing.
Yeah.
So let them do what
they
want,
perform
I guess.
on an award show, you know what I mean? Because that's the kind of thing that happens to bands like this. Like when the music awards go on and they've had the musical performances, right? Like I feel like Sleep Token could show up there as like a, to the pop world, like this rising star artist kind of thing and perform. What song do they do?
Probably Caramel, because it's like the lead single.
Is that the lead single? Because that wasn't even the first one they put out.
No, it wasn't the lead. Emergence was the first one, but Caramel I feel like, just like, God, that song is so good.
There's so many songs that kick ass, though.
I think, I think the meteoric rise of this band, like it or not,
it's
just a thing.
Yeah, it really, very quickly, to a lot of eyes, I think.
Yeah, and I think people are feeling like, oh, they sold out, or they're feeling like, oh, they're not that good.
Do you think the sound changed very much? Like, I find like there's a lot of bands that change their sound a lot more as they age. Neither thing is a criticism, right? No band has to do anything you want them to do, but I just don't. I don't see that as changing or whatnot. What they've done.
To me, the new one feels like "Take Me Back to Eden," the sequel, right? It's like the next step of that thing, of that project, but it's also its own thing. Like it's a very lyrically, it's the messaging is very different.
Yeah,
it's sonically obviously a lot of the same, right? But that with the things we like, it's very saturated. It's very full and rich and awesome sounding. But there's all kinds of new stuff too, right? There's all kinds of new these weird pads and new sounds.
Yeah,
like
new sounds.
The random the whoop.
The whoop. I was about to bring up the whoop because the whoop's not a new sound either. He's used that before, and so I felt like, but it just pops up once in a while, and I was like, "There's my," you know what I mean? I fucking love that.
The whoop, it hits so hard, and I don't know. I love this band.
Hits so hard. I think they're using the trap beat thing more on this record. Maybe if I really put my screws to it, but it's working. I think it's Caramel, right? That has the kind of the like reggaeton beat through like the whole first half. Does. And I was like, I mean, it's
got like a Latin thing going on.
Yeah.
The Shine On You Crazy Diamond riff in one of the songs. Are you for real? No, I have not noticed that.
Tell me about that.
Wait, hang on.
Hold on.
Hold the phone.
I don't think we're allowed to put the music on the hold on. Here it goes.
Oh my God. So we were just talking about Pink Floyd a little bit in the server and their special band to me. This one? That one? The oh man, that's one of my favorite like little runs. Okay. I got some homework to do.
It's not poking out to me. You're
Infinite Baths,
the last track.
That song, I'm never ready for it. Never. There's so many moments on the album where I'm like, they're gonna fuck this shit up. Like it's whatever's coming on the other side of these bars, I'm not prepared for.
Well, he's giving you like a map. It's 2 minutes and 30 seconds in the last track of the. All right.
Okay.
That's cool.
There's also, I'm loving so the fan base is one of these things. It's like making it difficult to enjoy the band at times, because of they wrote a song about it. Like
about people shouting like names at him and stuff,
right? To identify them and like all this bullshit.
Yeah.
Which don't do that to them. But so where was I going with this shit? Sorry, I got so sidetracked thinking about the song.
Yeah, the sort of toxic fan base thing and
right. So it's people decoding like to things within an inch of their life. It's to the nth degree, just pulling things apart. But it's kind of fun, right? It's kind of conspiracy theory-ish. It's kind of the community is going to solve a puzzle together, right? We're going to figure out the mystery, because this has happened before, right? When they were releasing other singles, the last album had the runes for the alphabet. They were like, people were deciphering that code. There were.
Did they decide it means anything?
It was the titles of the songs, like before the track list had been released. So like promo stuff, hype stuff, and that's like fun and cool.
Yeah,
and it builds this energy in a way that reminds me of a lot of different things, but. A lot of like, there's a new season of my favorite TV show that's coming out. I can't wait. Like, it feels very similar to that sequel vibe of I can't wait to see where this goes next.
Yeah.
But Man, Alex, thank you for this. I'm gonna have to like go find this like right after we end the show. But
for the listeners
anyway.
at home, for updated time map, 4 minutes and 14 seconds. 4 minutes and 14 seconds.
Okay. But
It's on top
so
of it.
I love the stuff that the community is finding. Whether or not it ends up meaning anything is kind of irrelevant. But there's all kinds of weird theories about like, okay, well, there's like lots of lyrics about disruption, right? It's just like generally things are disrupted, upset. They are out of whack, right? They're not correct.
Okay.
That sort of vibe.
Just kind of themic with the band's whole
just
thing
like themic
overall,
with
right?
like this album, right? And so now there's this theory that like, well, the album starts, big air quote, at even in Arcadia, right? At track 6 or whatever it is, and ends at track 5. So it loops
so we're
through
just
the
doing
middle.
a time loop.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's a fun idea, but really, no way. Like, what if? That's the goal? I don't know.
Yeah. That's almost exactly what I was about to say. What if that's the goal? So what does that?
What does that
how do we work that out? What does that get you exactly? What does that earn me? I don't know. I have to look at the track list now.
I think it earns it earns more listens, right? Whether or not it's real, it gets people like deep diving stuff really hard and like
so
really
if it begins at even
stuff.
in Arcadia, then it ends with Caramel.
Yeah, but that throws Infinite Baths like out the window as the
like
ultimate album closer. So
this doesn't work for me because we're gonna invoke John Cusack. We're gonna invoke John Cusack in talking about the correct formulation of a mixtape from the movie High Fidelity.
Yes.
Okay, and because that means Damocles is the third track, which is when we should be bringing it down, right? Because we should open with Even in Arcadia, we should hit them, and then what do? You kick it up with the second track, and then you bring it down a little bit, which means that's Damocles, which I just don't think that works. So it all falls apart.
Yeah, I don't subscribe to this particular one, but then look at what we're doing, right? Like here we are buzzing about this band, right?
It's buzzable.
I don't know. I just think there's a lot of haters, right? In kind of a fun way. I've heard a lot of things like it's just Deftones, and that is very wrong. That is very wrong to me. However, I do think
the metally
in some
parts
ways,
are being so moody is kind of and is a bit Deftones, but
a bit.
But I think there's this is a funny thing. Like I really like everything that this band has released, and and I can see that it would be hard for many people to like it because of how whiplashed you can get. Because I don't like have a problem listening to stuff that does that, right? But like a lot of people do, which is why I'm so like, I saw this thing, Billboard Top 200, and I'm like,
no way.
Yeah, like I get that.
It's surprising.
I get that they're really like taking the world right now, but like that's again, like now you really are having to expand out of just people who are metalheads who are being trained to like these other sections of the song kind of thing, which is what we were talking about, the last time they put an album out. It was like
2 years ago.
So anyway.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I think just, again, I've said this before, the whole art project that is Sleep Token is just very appealing to me. Like, it's just a whole fine arts display of stuff, right? It's centered around the music, but it's got everything else with it. And I just think that's a really cool way of doing things, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We've said before, the default skins on your bands are just a group of guys, right? And we're really
these
beyond
guys
a group
paid
of
for
guys.
the DLC.
Yeah. They did the...
They got
a
a fucking killer loot box, and here we are.
They got some exotics. Why do you think he's carrying that sword around?
Yeah, exactly. That's a legendary item. You don't just
dude.
Fucking find that every day. What is
Love it.
up? What is up with us? Is this Oh, the thing in the notes was the Notadumle. I was like, did we skip something in the notes? No, that was Notadumle.
No,
we
that's
did it. We
We're
did
there.
it. I'll tell you what. I'll do a recommendation of something I did recently. See, I can't overuse the bit where I just stop the music in the middle right away, or it won't be cool anymore. So, okay, so last week or maybe two, I don't even remember when it happened, but some friends came over, some of Marielle's therapist friends came over, and we did a little game night. And what she brought was Dungeon Party.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Okay, so here's Dungeon Party on the thing. Here's the Board Game Geek page. So the conceit here is that it's like Dungeons and Dragons, except it's a drinking game.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Well, so is D&D. Okay.
Right. Okay. I'm not thinking that this is like a particularly great game. I will say that the rule book is abysmal. There we had many questions, and we trying to Google things. The response is always like, yeah, this rule book fucking blows. So there's a bunch of stuff that doesn't make sense and is left out. But essentially what's going on here is you are playing with coasters. So the whole thing there's a clever idea, right? It's a highly simplified kind of Dungeons and Dragons universe thing that you play as a team. And you basically pick a dungeon card, and it prescribes what's going to happen. And each floor has a certain number of rooms. Each room has a monster and a treasure. And you basically find like the correct level monster, and you stack up all the coasters. So your dungeon is a stack of coasters. And as you just go through, turning them over.
Oh yeah, perfect.
So there's not,
I love
you know,
this.
you're just you have to. You play with the coasters. There's no dice. You have a coin, and you have to bounce the coin like you're doing quarters, where you bounce it, and it has to land on the coaster to count. So it's hard. And skill based. And so basically, what ends up happening is like everybody has different characters. Some of them have special attacks. The monsters, likewise, some of them have special attacks or properties. So you might, if you do damage against the undead, blah, blah, blah. And if you hit, then you deal damage, and it passes on to the next turn. If you miss, the monster deals damage to you, passes on to the next turn.
Cool.
So the monster never gets a turn. It's just if you miss, you get hit instead kind of thing. And so we did run through of it. It's really hard, and there was weird questions, like we didn't quite understand a couple of things, but so we just were forced to sort of make it up as we go and decide what we decided the house rules were. But we had fun and some replayability there.
Escape the Dark Castle. I think we've talked about that game before. It's like a compressed dungeon crawler that you can just kind of run through. There's like 4 pre-made characters or something, and they have like very limited abilities. And it's a deck dungeon basically. Similar thing, not skill based, but one of my favorite games actually. It's really fun, really hard. Cooperative. It's a team versus the game sort of setup. Right
on.
Yeah.
And with this one, there doesn't really need to be a dungeon master either.
That's good.
You can all be playing because no choices really are made. It's just, you pick out which card you're going to follow through. There's like 6 or 7 different possible dungeons and stuff like that. So, it was fun and it didn't take that long. So, but we also decided in this that I think somebody had never done any kind of like RPG tabletop before, so it was sort of like, let's do one of these. This is like an intro, and then
that's
it was
true.
like,
It's kind of a light look at it. Yeah,
you kind of end the night, and it was like, well, we should probably do a one shot some weekend, and get it. So that'll probably happen at some point with them.
Oh man, the RPG that I funded on Kickstarter is coming soon, like in the next few months. I'm really excited for it. Anyway, we should wrap up because I'll go on too long about stuff.
Right. Okay. Well, that's all I have for you today, and
yes, get in the Discord there. Get in that giveaway channel.
Get in the giveaway channel. We need White Stripes riffs, and I'm really hoping that I'm not going to have to give you guys more than another 2 weeks to get it together.
Yeah, so the
now that you know
giveaway
the prize.
The prize is, what do we say? It's the Donner Triple Threat. You can learn about that more at Third Man Hardware. And it's cool. It's 3 pedals in one, and you'd be crazy not to want it.
You'd be crazy not to want it. We're basically going to toss it at you. Okay.
Yep. So submit a riff, and you have a really good shot of winning that. You only need to enter. Like
random drawing
for participation. So do it up.
If you fart in a microphone though and upload it, I am not including you in the drawing. You have to play a riff.
No one was thinking about that until now. What have you done to yourself?
Damn it!
You heard him, boys.
All right. Well, thanks to the patrons for supporting the show and allowing us to do things like giveaways for riff contests. And that's links also in the show notes. So Discord and Patreon, those are your jobs.
Yeah, do it.
Friggin' do it. All right. That's it. What are the Patreon tiers?
Oh,
I don't think we have tiers anymore, do we?
No, we do. The perks for which are... I don't know. We don't operate on Patreon, the platform, very much. So like the perks of which like behind the scenes stuff we're just not doing over there because we do that in our Discord. So that's kind of the thing. But the tiers start at only $1, and that would be a shout out on the show. You can pay $2 a month, and that's like kind of what most people do, I think, right? I don't know. We have a $5 tier.
It seems pretty...
which gets you a fancy name in Discord. I think there's even a $10 tier now. But yeah.
Yeah, it always seemed like it was a bit like just pick the number, what you want.
Yeah, and whatever tier you want, you should pick the tier. And there is like a, even that's affordable for my cheap ass. There you go. See, $2 a month, right? Where it's not even $2 a week or any like, it's $1 an episode. It's really not that. Not much. But the fun thing is it goes right back into the pod and it goes right back into cool giveaways and stuff. So it helps us keep this show going year after year.
At the same quality level.
At the same pace and quality. Steady.
That's great.
Even keeled. Nothing if not consistent.
Oh, no. What?
What?
I tried to push my outro sound button, and it's telling me that the WAV file is not compatible with QuickTime Player. You fucking serious
Justin,
right
what the
now?
fuck is going on?
What is going on, computer? Do I have to do everything myself?
Fall apart.
Oh my God. Where's my music? Documents. This is a funny thing that's
oh my God, Eric, you're still here? Whoa.
Whoa, in for the whole thing. All right, I'm just going to manually play it.
Okay, Mr.
Clearly
I don't know sleep token. Get out of here.
The volume was way too loud because it didn't follow my button correctly. Okay, anyway, whatever. The point is, thanks to the patrons, including Eric, who was here for almost the whole show. Unbelievable. They include Rabbi Bob, Third Mark Records, Carson Ricketts, Matthew Fenselau, Riesenwolf, B-Gow 69 420, Seven Nation Andy, Sean Wright of Lollygagger Effects, and I Don't Know Sleep Token.
Also, I'm going to give a shout out just for the name, the Mike Stripes.
Yeah.
Mike's not in the Patreon, but he's got the best name in the server right now.
Okay. The Mike Stripes. Very, very good. All right. Well, that's good enough. We'll see you next time. Get those riffs.
See you next time.